Magic the Gathering podcast. I'm Alexia, and here today we have Kenji and Marek, and they're going to help me tell you a little bit about it. Today we're going to go over three main segments: what it is, like rules and how to play, the history behind Magic the Gathering, like how it got started, and basically how you can get started if you so wish to choose to, dive into this magical world. So, segment number one, topic number one. What is Magic the Gathering? So, according to the actual official Magic the Gathering website, how they define it is literally just a collectible trading card game that's fun-filled, strategic, and you can play it with friends new and old. I'm paraphrasing, but anyway. There's 5 different color categories, the 5 different colors. And you can combine them with different cards and whatnot. And each color and each color combination has their own play styles, philosophies, and strategies and all of that. And the lore itself of this world is very deep. Like there's a lot of world building, narratives, and characters should the players choose to use them. Although it's not really necessary, right? How would you guys describe Magic the Gathering?
Magic the Gathering is a table-based card game where you build up a community around you, build up decks based on a commander, or go into a different format like Standard or Modern. It's a 60-card deck, and you just build around a theme or idea. More often than not, trying to find a way to win the fastest if you're playing with more competitive mindset. Right,
and you said building it around, you mean like having a single main card that you build the deck around, yeah?
That would be yes for Commander, no for things like Modern or Standard.
Yeah.
Modern and Standard, it's the idea of the cards that you put in there, whether it be just one or a whole subset of things.
I want to make a fish deck. I want to make your cards are now my cards deck. It's building around an idea.
Rather than building
around
a
an actual card.
Or card that centers the thing.
Yeah.
How long have you guys been playing?
I've been playing all the way since back in 2015.
So,
10 years
like
now.
10 years now.
About 10 years, yeah.
And for you?
12 years myself.
I've only been playing for a single year because of you. We'll get over that next. So, big breath. Okay, so are there any play styles that are more popular than others?
As of right now, Commander is the most popular format. However, back in 2015 when I began playing, Commander was still a fan version of the game. Back then you had Modern, Standard, and I think 3 other formats, but those weren't really that popular.
Draft, Pauper, and Draft and Pauper were the other 2 ones, because the other one was still...
It was still being fleshed out.
They were
what are Draft and Pauper?
Draft is actually the closest to the original game that we still have.
Yeah.
And essentially what it is you buy, I think it's
draft boxes.
3, either draft boxes, or usually what they'll do is they'll buy 3 packs.
Yes.
So each player buys 3 packs of cards, so that's 45 cards altogether, and you build, to the best of your ability, a deck around those cards.
Yeah.
Usually at a draft event, or drafts in general, lands will be provided for you, so you don't have to stress about lands.
Yeah.
But your goal is to make a 60-card deck out of the draft cards you pull, and that's playing Magic, and that's the closest thing we have to the original Magic the Gathering design as was originally intended.
Which we will go over a bit later. I know that we could just talk forever about, Magic, but we don't really have time for that. So what recommendations would you guys say that you have outside of the official Magic the Gathering website for new players or just people who want to know about it?
Card shops.
2 options. 1, if you want to learn in person, like you said, card shops. 2, if you don't want to, if you don't have the time to go in person when you're first starting out or you're not quite sure, the YouTube channels Solano Community College, Commander at Home, and Game Nights. That's Knights with a K.
Yeah. Yeah, like the actual Knights in Shining Armor. Got it. I know that for Game Nights and Commander at Home, they host other players, and they have basically in their videos they sit around a table and they actually play the game. They have hosted different YouTubers and different players and whatnot. Didn't they host them to celebrities?
Yeah. rapper and country singer Post Malone, Jason Scott Thomas Bertrand from Cobra Kai fame, a former NFL player for the Philadelphia Eagles, and one other that I cannot remember.
I don't remember either, but I do know that they
streamer for Penguin Zero Autos.
Oh yes, otherwise known as Charlie.
Yeah.
And the last video that we watched together was they're starting to do like a fan thing, right? Like
yes. Sometimes they will invite their fans to come down and play with them.
The last one was a couple of teachers.
Yes, because Magic the Gathering is one of those things that just covers everyone.
Yeah.
And as for the lore, I know that we would want to recommend. It's like the actual YouTuber's handle is Spice8Rack, and if you just look up Magic the Gathering lore,
In 80
you'll
minutes.
have like a, how long is it?
It's an 80-minute video called the entire lore of Magic the Gathering in 80 minutes.
Yeah.
Which
it's
is
a-
a lot,
It's a lot,
but it's very entertaining.
yes.
Yeah.
That's it's 80 minutes long because the lore is long, but also because it's interspiced with comedy.
However, it's not fully caught up to the modern day lore, but it is
Right,
close
right.
enough
There's
to
been
where
a
you
It's
couple-
can-
it's caught up enough that it's like it's fine.
Yeah.
Most of the modern packs we've had anyway are just returning to former spaces anyway.
That is very true. Yeah. But some of
Tarkir, even Aether Drift technically. 'Cause
them-
it's,
yeah.
so-
and the newer Phyrexia bring back.
yes.
And again,
Yeah.
so much detail, but we don't have time for that. So next, we're going to move on to our second segment, which is the history behind Magic the Gathering, how it got started, and all of that. So, according to Solano Community College, that YouTube channel, they had an interview with the actual creator of Magic the Gathering, Richard Garfield. They had a video that was posted April 21st of this year. I highly recommend you go watch that video. It's actually really great. According to that interview, Magic the Gathering, like the idea for it started in it was
1991.
Right, 1991. Could you tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, so in 1991, Richard Garfield went on a hike
Mhm.
and saw a waterfall. And although he'd already kind of begun the ideas for his card game while he was in college, he saw that waterfall and was inspired to take his two favorite games, which were Dungeons and Dragons, or D&D, and it's Cosmic Encounters.
And that's a card game.
And that is a card game. That's an old card game. It's very hard to find.
It definitely feels like if someone was playing D&D and was like, what if this was a card game?
Precisely. And so the summer of 1993, Magic the Gathering was created, and it's been around ever since, with new expansions coming out constantly.
And considering how he worked on it for a while, while at the University
Yes.
of Pennsylvania, it does actually feel genuinely like a game made for and by college students,
Yes.
which does make a lot of sense in the grand scheme of things. So, but according to Magic the Gathering's website, they have a news section, right? There's an article written again by Richard Garfield that was released back in March 12th, 2013. And according to that, the original format had only 120 cards split randomly between two
Yes.
players. That is very different from how it is now.
Yeah.
The
like
closest thing we have to that would be modern day draft,
Mhm.
which is you grab either a draft box and a draft event, usually hosted at a card shop or somewhere, and or you get 3 different packs of cards for draft boosters. You open those, about 45 cards and or the 60. You pick out what you want, and then usually the card shop, or if you have extra land on the side, you'll grab from that and then build the deck around it.
Right.
So you still get to that 120 split thing, because it's
It's 60-60.
yeah, and then the lands.
Yeah.
And I know that Magic the Gathering was definitely, as we said, inspired by D&D,
Yes.
but they're owned by the same company, aren't they?
Yes, Wizards of the Coast. They own both identities now.
Yes, and they bought out the IP for Magic the Gathering back all the way in 2009, right before they did the D&D crossover.
Yes.
Which, yeah, that makes sense, actually.
Yeah, they did. They did.
So they influence each other
yes.
now
Yes.
because
the
they're owned by the same
Forgotten
company.
Realms, the Forgotten Realms expansion.
Yes,
Which was their
and now
first.
they're doing Universes Beyond to further expand the IP of Magic the Gathering into a wider variety of audio.
And to
Yes.
explain that would be kind of like using like the multiverse and like
Right. Sort of
rather than just the planes, which is different areas.
There's its
of
own
the
multiverse, like of the Magic the Gathering lore. Watch Spice's video; he helps a lot with that. And then there's the stuff that's like in the world we know.
which is
Yeah.
like things like Final Fantasy, Avatar: Last Airbender, which was the most recent
Yes.
one, Spider-Man, even like there's a lot of them.
Yeah, Doctor Who, and I think and then Warhammer 40,000.
Yes.
And
Warhammer
then
40K, and there was
Fallout.
Yes.
That's what we're forgetting.
Oh
Fallout.
yeah, I forgot that the
Uh,
Mothman.
Yeah, but that's all of them.
Yes.
That's all the UVs.
That's all the
they've done so far.
Yes. But another thing that's just a small little tidbit of the game itself is in the game, even the players themselves, like you or me or Kenji, are actually explained out through the lore as planeswalkers.
People who
essentially.
can travel between the different planes of existence.
That actually makes sense considering how if you have a Planeswalker card, it's like you can attack either the Planeswalker or the
Right.
player
Because they're both considered as a player.
Yeah.
That's why
That's
they have
so
plus and
weird.
minus abilities that affect the game's state.
rather than like a creature.
Again, like if you guys want to know more about this, definitely go look up like Commander at Home. They will explain everything.
Even the lore.
Yep.
Yes.
But speaking of like the Magic the Gathering history, how did y'all like? I know we talked about like how long you've been playing, but how did you guys get started?
I got started because of a Mormon family all the way back in Vandenberg. And they brought me into the modern format before I moved over to standard. And so they started me off with an angel deck themed around Giada and Avacyn,
So I
Font
know.
of Hope and Avacyn the
Archangel.
yes, Archangel Avacyn. That's right.
Okay, I know that we've already talked about like the styles that are the most well liked. I know for a fact that the angels are the most, or it's one of the most hated. Like
Yeah,
when you are
it's-
on when the angel deck is down and playing, everyone targets them.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's Angels, Eldrazi, Slivers, and Dragons are now getting up there, but they're not.
It's-
they weren't there before.
It's Kalia dragons.
Kalia
specifically.
specifically.
Kalia is a kind of creature, is a commander creature that likes to
Demons, Dragons.
play out demons, dragons, and
Angels.
angels.
Yeah.
So you kind of get the most hated kind of all together,
Yeah.
minus the Eldrazi stuff. But
Better than it was though. I remember you had how many angel decks before we got you
Six.
to?
I had a total of 6.
Yes.
one for the
Technically 7.
technically seven.
One of them was a Miku deck.
I still have
yeah.
them.
Okay, because that's a thing called secret layer. That's its
a
own
secret
separate
layer.
thing.
That's a whole other thing. That's alternate artworks. It doesn't really change anything.
Yeah, the secret layer stuff is at the end of the day, it's like pretty colors, but it's still original
The
cards.
card. Yeah.
So like
It
his
just changes the
Miku
name. And-
was a Giada Font of Hope.
Yeah, but it just changed the artwork to make it look like Miku.
Yes.
And how did you get started?
So when I was in high school, I had a buddy of mine who his older brother played Magic the Gathering, and so his older brother moved out. His mom went to throw away all his cards because he left them at the house, and his
No.
younger brother just went, "These are mine now."
Good.
And so
saved
we
them.
started playing Magic the Gathering together, and next thing I know, it's 2025, and I'm still playing Magic.
Yeah.
It's a good thing that they scooped him up because how the bit at the beginning of the when I in the greeting how I said like, oh, that one card that costs more than your card. That is like a legit thing.
Yeah, that's
I
not
had
hype.
an
that's
entire
not
box.
hyperbole. That is an
No.
actual
I
like.
had a whole box for an angel deck. My Giada deck was worth over $2,000
Yep.
of cardboard.
And there is a singular card
That's
out
one
there.
deck.
Yeah, there's a singular card out there that is worth more than a card, excuse me, owned by Post Malone.
Yeah.
And that is a very special art style for the One Ring. And that card is $500,000.
It was more than a house.
Yeah.
However,
Yeah.
the closest I had to that was a card called Moat that I had in my hands
Forgot
for
you
a
had
short
that.
while. I got it proxied and then sold off the actual one, which is worth $1.2 thousand.
Yeah, Moat is an incredible card.
Did you actually get that much for it?
I got back 1,050.
Yeah, because the
So
Jeez.
almost everything back.
yeah, because the store has to make a little bit of profit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. But jeez.
Yeah, cards can get
Oh my
crazy
God.
expensive, but
They have a ring there as well,
Yeah.
a soul ring that's $988.
yeah.
But so
However,
that
it should be
brother-
noted, The packs are not that much. They're
No,
like
they're like-
$6 to $7.
If you're getting the single
Yeah.
pack.
And there's 15 cards in each pack, so like
There
you
are-
don't have to spend an obscene amount of money on Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, because like
to
there are
get
some
into it.
packs that are
We
like
have,
really
just don't follow
expensive,
along.
but
You don't have to
not
do it,
do as
not
you say,
all
not
of
as you
them.
do.
My story of how I got in is much less interesting. This one got me into it. He lured me in with pretty cards, with cute animals. You're just like, oh hey, let me like those booster packs. I have a bunch of them. Someone gave them to me. Why would you help me open them? And I just kept pulling pretty cards. Like, oh, okay, now you have all your pretty cards. Let's make them into a deck for you.
It even got into a bit of you pulled play power, I pulled price power. And
Yeah.
so whenever
Yeah.
we pulled cards together,
It got kind of insane.
Yeah.
I ended up pulling, I believe, an $80 card because of it.
Yes,
I
you did.
checked back; it was $80.
What's
Yeah.
the most expensive one that I pulled?
The most expensive one you ever pulled was it's got to be that.
And it was the $80 Blight Steel Colossus.
Yeah, and the strongest card,
And
the most expensive card in your deck.
Actually, no,
right?
no, it got beat out by the pack that your sister got when we opened together.
Yes.
For that stupidly expensive thing. I
The
can't
roaming
remember.
throne.
Yes, the roaming throne
roaming
full art, which
Yes.
was
A full alt art roaming throne.
$110.
Yeah, which is currently in that deck.
Oh, it's in my forest deck?
Yes.
Yeah, I moved it. I moved it out
Yes.
of where it was originally and into there
Excellent.
because it doesn't work where it was.
It wouldn't work really well in there either because there's no main creature type.
Yeah,
Roaming
I,
throne works better
Helga,
instead
Helga
of.
Trigger.
Oh right.
oh,
right. So you
this
just choose
is
Rob.
Helga. By the
Yeah.
way, that's
Helga
her
Skittish
name.
Seer is the name of the card.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
getting
I've
off
only been
topic.
playing for about a year, so 10 years, 12 years, one
One.
year. But yeah, yeah.
1 year, and yet you're a titan of our table. Like one of.
Well,
I
Only
think-
it's
because
mostly
you build my
us.
decks.
Yeah.
That was
but-
mostly because of us.
Right, but the ability to play it.
Yeah.
So you're
True.
one of I think 3 titans at the table.
Myself,
You,
uh,
her.
you sometimes, and
Yeah.
or if we're playing against specifically Slivers
Dylan.
or the Eldrazi, which are
Yeah,
the same person.
Our friend Dylan. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
there's
think I was
usually
the only person that could go up against him with the
up
Angels
until
at
I
one point.
finish that latest project,
Oh,
which
yeah,
we don't
the
talk
Merfolk.
about.
But as for like, so
Fishable.
on the topic of, new players and whatnot, how we got started,
Mhm.
that moves us on to actually our third topic and final topic for this, for this, is what would you recommend for players to actually get started, to like, to begin their Magic journey?
Honestly, there's only really 2 ways to get started. Either A, you make friends at a card shop and they're okay with you using a little bit of their bulk to build a deck or borrow their deck when they're there, or B, you just start pulling packs and build up a bulk and start building.
Yeah.
Or you go online to places like Card Kingdom or TCG Player and pull together some cards. Or you go over to EDH Rec to see what other people have built and figure out how to build around them.
That's EDHRE.
That's that's mostly if you want to like, what's it called? Start playing immediately.
Yeah,
But,
if
like,
you
wanna
want to
get like your
learn
feet
more,
wet a little
YouTube.
bit.
YouTube's your best friend usually.
Yeah.
Those 3 channels we mentioned earlier, those are the best ways to learn like the basic rules and stuff.
Yeah.
Other than that, like if you really want to get started, like once you've watched those videos, so you have like a basic understanding. Like you said, go to your local game shop, excuse me. And
That's not a thing anymore.
No,
Nope.
GameStop is still a thing.
Oh,
they're
is
just
it?
really rare.
Yeah, they're just
But
hard to
go to your
find.
local game shop and see if they have
Someone to teach you.
someone to teach you. Yeah, most
Either
Because
that or you
that's
get a
pretty
free
much how
card.
you guys. That's pretty much how you
pretty
guys taught
structured.
me. You could just handed me a deck and like, hey, okay, we're
Yeah.
gonna play a game, and while if you have a question, we'll answer it.
Yep.
Which is,
And
you
we
know,
never
we're-
targeted you.
Yes.
Until the end of the game. we
'Cause they're the
realized
new
you-
player.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You
you,
don't
teach
bully
them
the
how
new
to
player.
win first, and then how to
Then
deal
yes,
with
that's
bullshit.
the best.
And another thing that happens kind of ill frequently is rule zeros.
Yeah, rule 0 is this idea that before everybody sits down, like when you sit down and before you start your game, you say, hey, there's this rule, this rule, this rule, this rule. Let's talk about it. Do we want to have this rule enabled or do we want to not have it out?
Like Commander Day.
Commander damage, commander damage is
Yeah,
usually the biggest
'cause-
conversation.
Mostly we don't, because take Helga for example. Helga is a great little creature. Whenever you cast a creature spell with mana value 4 or greater, you get it triggers to draw a card, gain a life, put a 1/1 counter on Helga, and you can tap her for mana. However much mana what is it?
It's
Power.
equal to her power.
That's what it is. It's equal to her power. So
Power
Which
the
is
amount of damage
at the
card can
baseline,
deal
it's a
to
1/3.
another
So
like
it's
the
pretty
more
small.
creatures I cast
And it gets
using
bigger.
her, the bigger she gets, and the more mana I can tap for her to make more creatures. I never swing with her. I never like
That's
try to
more
attack
a
with her.
playstyle
So
for
I
you
don't really
Yeah.
I don't
Most people
actually
don't think about that.
That is
I don't
true.
actually
More of the time you don't want to.
use commander damage with her because I never
Our
fight
pod
with her.
really doesn't
she's
because
just my little power
Yeah.
source.
our
So-
pod usually doesn't though, because most of us have commanders like
win-
that.
Either that or we
Or
just
alternate
alternate
win
win
cons.
cons where
Yeah.
we don't really need the
Yeah.
commander to do the thing. Like
Syndicate
with my
Yeah.
like with my my old Giada deck before I dismantled it. It wasn't about hitting you with the commander, it was about using the commander to make everything else bigger.
Much like how hers is. Yeah.
Exactly. But unlike hers, mine was, instead of being just the commander, it was everything else
Yeah.
got bigger.
Yeah. it
And
was,
so I would build up a giant wall of giant,
angels.
I don't know, curse, but a giant get away from me angel.
Hey, that works.
And in the end,
Yeah.
it was a bit too strong, so I dismantled it and made them weaker.
Nice. Still works though.
So
I like my friend group.
Speaking of friends.
yeah. So when we meet up with our friends, we go to the Forgotten Path Games in Vacaville. That's our local card shop that we go to. I know there's 2 others in the area, but I forget their names.
So-
Loose Caboose.
Loose Caboose is in Napa.
Yes.
So there's Forgotten Path Games if you live in Vacaville or near it. There's Mad Alpaca Games in Fairfield. And then in Napa, there is Loose Caboose Hobbies. is
I've
what they
been
call
to
it.
all 3. The one I had the most success with was obviously
Forgotten Path Games because they're the biggest. They're the biggest of the 3.
Right, they do a lot of like a weekly events, which is good to
Yes.
like get your feet wet
Yeah.
in terms
Yes.
of like events.
And they have a calendar posted.
Yep.
They-
Yes, they do.
and an
Um,
entire website that you can all
Yeah.
look at.
Yep.
It's just ForgottenPathGames.com.
And as for like, because like the weekly tournaments and like the weekly events and the
Yes.
so events are a good way to get your feet wet with tournaments, and then tournaments will go on to like the bigger stuff later. Do you have any like advice
Mr.
for
Tournament player?
those?
Yeah, as a previous tournament player, I have 3 things of advice. Number 1, if you're going to a tournament, only have the mentality of winning. Do not have a mentality of trying to make friends there. You won't. Everyone is there for blood in the most literal of senses. Bring hand sanitizer and some sort of anything to plug your nose from the smells because it gets bad.
Oh
And there's a
no.
reason I stopped going.
Oh no.
And number 3 is expect to lose, but try to win. There's no, in tournaments, whoever wins the fastest is the one who wins. And the reason it's all like this is because tournaments are around money and other things that will eventually get more and more towards, well, a monetary goal or a special card or a
Yep.
so on
Some
and
kind
so
of
forth.
prize,
Some
yeah.
kind of value. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cards, literal cash, or packs even.
I think the most I ever won from a tournament was with the Giada deck. I
Yes.
won $386
Mhm.
and I
And
beat out in the last round because my partner for that tournament decided to leave early because they had to for their own personal reasons, and I ended up going into the last round a 1v4.
Oh no.
It was 2-2 and me as 1. I refused to leave, and the other 2 groups decided to only look at each other because they didn't think, oh, it's just Giada. We won't have to worry about that for a little bit
Mhm.
because the other 2 were playing really high power commanders.
Mhm.
And
Oh.
they didn't look at me for too long, and I ended up with over 1,000 life points and too many creatures for them to worry about, and ended up wiping them on a one-sided 4 wipe, which are very hard to find in white. And in general, yeah. There's only like 7 one-sided 4
Six.
wipes. Six
Six,
one-sided
because
4
one of them
wipes.
got banned.
Oh yeah, yeah. And then I ended up winning that $386 then and there at that point in time, and that was when I decided to just dismantle the Giada deck because it realized it got too powerful for my play group.
Because we're
Yeah.
not all of us are tournament players.
Yes, definitely not for everyone.
As someone who has gone to one tournament, also be aware people will try to touch your cards.
Don't let
Don't
them.
let them, because
Don't
they
let
will
them.
try and rip them sometimes.
oh yeah,
I've
or
had
rip
that
them
happen.
or steal them.
or steal them, or just It's untenable.
Yeah. You just don't trust other people in tournaments.
The entire community is not like that though. That is tournament play. That is
Yeah,
like
that is
the high level
only
things.
tournament play.
Otherwise, it's
I
really
need
nice.
that to be very much specified. If you're going for a casual thing and you're going all the way over to things like that, it is just tournaments that act like that. But more often than not, in casual play, you can really trust anyone.
Yeah,
Like,
people
even
are
we
pretty
have
nice.
a rule of our bulks. If you're gonna put it in a deck, just let us know what it is you're taking, and then just put it in the deck, use it in the deck. If you ever take it out of the deck, just hand it back. We don't really mind.
Yep.
And if you don't, and you're just using it for a different thing, go ahead.
So yeah, definitely tournaments are not for everyone, but for
No,
those
You know,
who
there's a reason
are,
we left them.
yeah. But for those people who like, you know, that is their whole thing. So Wizards of the Coast have their own like news kind of a place. It's specifically magic.gg/news for whatever reason. They publish articles all the time about specifically the upcoming events and tournaments and things like that. And recently, they published an article back on October 21st of this year announcing the 2027, what was it called? Magic Limited Championship. There is, I'm not even kidding, a 500,000 prize pool, like $500,000 prize pool. And the top 8 players get invited to play in the actual World Championship. Now, as I said, that's in 2027. The actual article itself outlines all the different events and tournaments and things that you can compete in order to qualify for that for the limited one, which would then let you qualify for the championship. But yikes, that's a lot. And I know you said you guys already competed and all of that.
No, I wasn't going to compete.
Well, yeah, sorry, you competed.
No, I went into it and I got halfway through.
Oh, you got halfway through?
Yeah, I got halfway through. It was with
I was the one who
it was
competed
the
and won.
Red Green Summit deck.
Yeah.
Back when red was the meta.
Yeah. I was playing mono white in a red green meta.
Yeah.
And ended up beating them because they didn't remember that white is all about balance. And when it's all about balance,
it's controlling the board.
Let me do a farewell with Teferi's protection, and then blow up everyone else, come back in my next turn, and kill everyone.
Yeah, so Teferi's protection is it protects your board state.
And
all of
you.
your like
And
all
you.
of your permanents and your life total doesn't change. You're basically have like a little bubble around you, and farewell gets rid of everyone else's things.
Yeah, it's a way to clean up.
So you're fine, but everyone else
Though
is.
at that time it wasn't just farewell that I cast. It was farewell and a card called Annihilation.
It's another board wipe. It's a devastating board wipe.
It is a mass land destruction. So I got rid of all of their permanents. I got rid of all of their land.
So they have to start from scratch.
Yeah, you completely start over.
It was round 17.
Oh,
I was
no.
at 782 life.
And he just cast.
And I cast all 3 of those.
And then made sure he wasn't affected by it.
By using Teferi's protection, so everything phased out and nobody could hit my life total because they were burn decks. There was no mill in that meta.
Meaning the cards don't go from the top of your like pile to the graveyard
the only
section.
way to kill me in the meantime.
Mind you, that is almost $200 worth of cards right there.
No, that is $387.
Teferi's went down.
Teferi's went down? Oh,
because they reprinted it twice.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a couple $100 worth of cards there.
Because there's a couple different like win mechanics. Like you can get someone's life total down. They can mill out their deck where there's no because you have to draw like in your upkeep step
at the beginning of your
and if you can't draw, then you just lose.
And that's why mill is the only real way to deal with a Teferi.
Yeah, because you just say, okay, cool, your library's gone now.
Yeah, and then when
library,
you come out of
your
Teferis, you go to your upkeep, you come back in, you try and draw. There's nothing there, so you lose the game.
But you can't mill unless you have like a mechanic to do it.
Right, unless
you have
something
like
makes
a card
you mill.
makes you
Yeah. However, most mill mechanics, except for rad counters, are
radiation
counters.
Oh, that's for the Fallout.
Yes, that's the Mothman deck for the Fallout.
Unlike that, most mill sources are target player mills X. So if you have the Teferi's protection out, they can't mill you anyways because you can't be target. You're phased out as a permanent as well.
Right. That's true. The only thing I want to add is more related to the idea of card shops. I know Forgotten Path Games in Vacaville, their Commander night, so the night that is dedicated to the game mode of Commander itself, is Tuesday nights.
That's where we go.
Mad Alpaca is Wednesday,
Mm-hmm.
and Loose Caboose Hobbies is Thursday.
So if you wanted to, you could go to each shop like.
Yeah.
If you wanted to drive for
Well, yeah, but like.
however long.
It depends on where they live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So really quick about the tournament. Last thing about the tournament, I know that the hosts of Commander at Home that they actually compete. You met them, which is really cool, but we're not going to talk about that anyway. So they compete. So
I
new
met 'em
players
too.
who want to know. Oh, you have to.
Yeah, in a tournament, I beat him.
Oh, that's right, because
What?
I beat one of them in a tournament.
Which one?
Olivia, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
You beat a. Oh, I love it.
It was
Trying to
like
be fine.
the most forgettable experience between the two of us because it was Mono White Angel with a. Okay, so I was playing Mono White Angel, and my friend was playing a Mono Red Krinko Mob Boss.
Make lots of goblins, lots of little goblins.
So angels and goblins versus a red-green deck that was just big, fast, stomping dinosaurs, and then a Pantslaza deck. And so
That's what
what
you
ended
don't
up
like.
happening was they were too focused on the goblins, forgot about the angels for half a second, and
Oh no.
Especially since most angels fly.
yeah.
And
And
most
so
dinosaurs
Yeah.
don't
I
reach.
buried protection, and since all my permanents phased out, my partner in the deck did a whole board wipe, got rid of everyone else's stuff. I
Oh,
phased
no.
back in.
And it was just clean up the house.
Yep.
Yeah.
So as established, they do tournaments. They have videos on their channel, right, that they talk about the tournaments.
Yes, they'll talk about tournaments, and they'll also. So there's this thing called pre-cons or pre-constructed decks. Basically, you go to your local game shop, you can buy a box essentially. It's usually what, $80 to $100 depending on what it is.
Yeah.
And it's a deck ready to go. Just right out the box. It's got its commander. It's got land ready for you. It's ready to go. They'll also cover in their YouTube videos pre-cons. What's great about them? What's not so great about them? How you should play them.
Oh, pre-cons are pre-constructed decks.
Yes.
Oh, and if you ever do go to a tournament, make sure you bring like a pillow or something to sit on because don't trust those chairs. Some of them do have shit stains. Yeah.
It's
that
bad.
bad.
It's bad.
Yeah, no, and you're not allowed to bring your own chairs.
Yeah, they
Correct.
literally
Which
had
is-
a rule instated in Magic and in Yu-Gi-Oh! That you had to, and I quote, make sure you are washed and have deodorant on because some
people are
players
miscreants.
What
would
Yeah.
make themselves so rancid.
That you try to leave. You're like, I'm
Yeah,
done.
because there
You
was
just-
a
you just-
card in
oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh! And it passed over to Magic where you had to shake the other player's hand or they would win.
Yeah. Although
And
that
so
that got
banned in the more
it
recent
got silver
time.
bordered,
It got silver,
which
yes.
is you can't play it in a game that
In a
is not
tournament.
silver bordered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You can't even play it like.
So like the card itself has a silver border.
Yes,
Yes.
it literally
Okay.
has a silver border, and you can't use it in certain.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good because I would just
But, yeah.
have disposable gloves.
Yeah,
Me.
at that point,
No, that's
that's the
literally
problem. People
that's
were
what I
doing
did.
that. That's what people were doing because it was so
I
unsanitary.
literally I saw that. I saw a person across me was trying to do that, and I just go into my bag and I pull out. My mom's a nurse, so I pull out a whole box of medium-sized
Nitriles.
nitrile gloves. That I opened it up. I looked them dead in the eyes as they played that card, put it on my hand, and then shook it.
It's like, all right, here. Yeah.
Because I was just. It was my first time trying to do a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament. I left right after that game because I was just
That's
that was
That's-
horrible.
yeah, that's
That's
Uh,
understandable.
But like, I won the match. I got them out, and then left.
Yeah.
I didn't even say anything.
It's just I'm done.
Yeah.
That's
that is
fair.
100% fair. But
I left the box of gloves there.
Here, someone else might want these.
Yeah. So you can check back with that Commander at Home if you want to know more about tournaments. But before we wrap things up, do you guys have any other like bits of advice or recommendations for people who would want to like maybe get into it or like
Start off making joke decks.
Yeah.
Don't get too serious.
Yeah.
The more serious you play the game, the less fun you'll have.
Yeah.
In the end, it's literally all about making friends and having fun. That's what the whole thing was made to do.
Absolutely. And talk to the people that you see playing Commander.
Yeah.
They'll have advice for you. Hey, I
Never
want to
trust
get.
a blue deck.
Never trust
Yeah.
a blue only deck.
Never trust
like a
a
mono
blue
blue.
deck or
Yeah.
a mono white deck. They have bullshit and they will
Oh,
use
like
it.
mean like the Angels?
Yeah, exactly.
There's a reason why he's not allowed to use it.
There's a
anymore.
reason why I had to dismantle it.
Because the blue decks, I know for the blue decks are just, haha, you cannot
Never-
do anything. You want to do that? Ha! No, you're not allowed to.
Never trust a monocolored deck.
Except for mono red.
Except mono red, because at least you know they're gonna hit you in the face.
Yeah,
But
mono
if
red,
you're-
you know
if
what
you're mono white-
or green, because
Yeah.
mono
Mono
red
white-
is.
Yeah. Okay, so mono black is
We
essentially
have
just-
time.
Yeah.
So we might as well get into it.
So mono black is
I think
the
we
reason
can.
you don't trust it is it's going to make sure you can't do shit because you're not going to be able to do anything. You
Mono
don't
blue?
have anything on the field because it constantly makes sure everything's destroyed and they will use their graveyard black as a hand.
mono black, yeah.
I wish we
Mono
had like
blue
a
is-
visual aid for this because there are charts. If you look it up,
Mhm.
there are charts about the
Yeah.
different combinations and what each play style is because
Yep.
And then blue.
it gets
the
really
reason why
like
everyone hates
this is
mono
one
blue.
of them. This is the green black.
Green black, yeah.
And yours is the
blue green.
blue green. Yeah, and they each have their own names too.
Yeah.
Like beyond like the white blue and all that.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
combinations each have their own
Name schemes.
names
Yep.
because otherwise it gets really confusing.
Yeah,
really
and it's
fast.
all lore based. So
Yeah.
Spice 8 rack video.
Yes.
But as for the mono blue decks, the reason you don't trust them is because they will stop you from playing the game.
Yes.
They will counterspell you, they will mill you, and they will do everything in their power to make sure they're just playing a game of solitaire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mono white, the reason why you can't trust them is everything is fair and balanced in white. Not.
Mono white is very much a hey, while it's your turn, I'm letting you do your own thing. Oh, hey, it's my turn. You know everything you did? I'm undoing it.
Yeah, and or I'm gonna cast 17 different board wipes to Fairy's Protection myself and make sure nobody can play the game ever again except for me.
Yeah, it's in
But I swear it's balanced because you get to go left for your lands. Oh wait,
Yeah.
Annihilation.
Yeah, white is that very much that now that you've done things, I will undo those things. Blue is the very much not letting you do things at all.
And
Green
black is
bl-
just
yeah.
let me do the things
Yeah.
that you just undid.
Yeah, cool. Black is very much that like, okay, you've put things out on the field, I'm gonna destroy them, and now that they're dead, I'm gonna take them for myself.
Yep.
And then green is large creatures that do lots of damage. Red is
Yeah.
let's get fast,
big
let's get going and let's do it quickly.
Yep.
Yep. Although I say like for the ones that we absolutely hate, my personal pet peeve is the ninjutsu decks.
And ninjutsu is a theme that plays like blue.
I
hate it.
I despise
Most
mill.
players hate things like ninjutsu.
'Cause
He
Yeah.
hates mill.
it's a flicker deck. There's someone in our pod. He dismantled this. He's since dismantled this deck.
Yeah.
But oh my god, I played against him once, and he just sat there like, I'm gonna do
It's-
this, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna
it's
just gonna flick it back in my
solitaire.
hand. I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this, and I
That's
swear
pretty
I
much
was
the-
sitting
I
there for 10. It was 10 minutes, and it was just his turn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
When
they-
you play competitive viable decks, it's literally just, and you bring it to a casual pod, I learned very quickly it goes from let's play a game of Magic Gathering to let's play a game of solitaire.
While
And
everyone
it's-
else is on their phones.
Yeah, legitimately, you'll see that happen. People will pull out their phones because they're just waiting.
Yeah.
Like,
There was even a time where it was Pantslausa. I accidentally milled myself out, by the way.
Yeah.
Very hard to do with Pantslausa.
but you managed.
But one of our friends who usually like hates it when he can't do it, like he's waiting a while to do something. He stated, at least I'm doing something,
Yeah.
rather than just sitting there.
Because
just
you,
like,
you weren't picking up cards and putting back down. You were picking cards up out of your library, putting them on the table. Like you weren't just sitting there picking up, putting down like this.
yeah,
You were moving things around, and it was causing things to happen.
exactly.
I think at this point
It's
we were
less
moving
annoying.
past beginners and into intermediary, and beginners might not be able to understand
Yeah,
what follows.
yeah,
So
that occurred to me.
before we wrap up,
Yeah.
any advice for newbies?
Newbies?
Go to your local card shop, hang out with the people who are playing Commander, and see if they'll let you spin out their decks. And
Yep.
Just make friends, basically.
yeah, literally,
Just make friends.
and
And if you're an introvert, go online.
Oh yeah, because they have the online version.
Yeah.
Too.
yes,
is
there's
good.
tons of options out there for people.
They're working on making actually a Commander version
Yes.
of the game for.
Okay, good.
online.
Because
For
yeah, I would
online.
like
For
to do that.
arena.
Anyway, okay, so now that we've covered all of our bases, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for joining me
Yeah.
and explaining all of this.
Anytime.
If we hope to see you guys, if you choose to, we hope to see you next Tuesday at our local card shop.
Yep.
All right.
And that's a wrap.